Alright guys, hope everyone is doing well. So another breakdown coming into quite an important week next week. Obviously got elections week coming up. So looking at the Nasdaq today, just kind of doing some analysis for where price could potentially be heading. Obviously we've had this big sell-off last week at the back end of last week, Thursday, Friday. So Wednesday, Thursday, even Friday had a bit of a pullback. I call this pullback day. Ideally I wouldn't, so looking at this kind of larger composite, right, you can see so let's just look at a weekly volume profile. So obviously, as you can see, price has kind of made a double distribution in a weekly profile. This is a weekly 2-hour candlestick chart, so you can see we've made a double distribution. And it's quite important to acknowledge that the volume has been held at the lows. Now if the volume was held at the highs, I would anticipate maybe a pullback into this upper end of this distribution, right? So I'd be looking to get long from an acceptance inside this edge and then possibly come higher. However, looking at a weekly profile, volume's held lower, which means we've now accepted inside this large composite. So this is very important now. So we're inside this large distribution. We've got a nice naked point of control over here. Now that's quite an important level for me, because if we just sorry, that's the wrong one. So if we kind of look at this from a price action perspective, so you had some accumulation here, right? Then price got distributed to higher highs, came back into this kind of cost basis here, then got redistributed again, and now it's come back into this area. However, the volume is now held here. So now the thing is, right, this is very important. So I'll just show you this. So when price accumulated here, got redistributed, kind of came back into these the higher this range, right? So you got the highs here, came back, rejected. Now as it redistributed, right, when it came back into this range, the volume profile stayed at the highs. So that's how you could have been confident taking longs from here to go back to those highs, because the volume profile, the volume point of control for that week stayed up here. However, now it's come back inside this distribution, right? So now I'm looking to continue short, ideally from this position here. You've got a nice order block here to essentially come to the other side of this range and potentially fill this naked point of control here, right? So kind of just simple price action stuff, but using the volume profiles to identify where's the volume actually taking place, because volume is the most important thing, right? What this is telling you, and this happened over days, by the way, right? So this level here, right, you can see at this level there was a lot of range here. So this is a weekly profile, so for many days price was ranging out at this level. So here you can see, right, many days price was ranging out here, then all of a sudden value, which is basically higher volume, has now been accepted at these lower prices. So that's basically telling us we're now back inside this distribution, and it's very likely that towards in this coming week we could tend to make our way down. Now if you're trading RTH, I'd be aware of when the big moves come down, because we're probably going to have a swing down to this level here now. They could come in the Globex session. They could even come, Globex includes Asia. I was going to say they could come in Asia, they could come in London. There's no guarantee that they come in RTH. But what I would just do is kind of mark out these levels. So firstly, right, looking back, like I said, you kind of got this big range here, right? So what's happened is we've broken outside of that range. We've now accepted. So it's possible that price could retest, take out this high, and then continue lower. Or it's possible that it could continue It could continue lower from these level. It could continue lower from somewhere around this level. If I just look at the TPO, see if that. Let me just get rid of this drawing to see if that level kind of makes sense. So the first one, you kind of got a pull high here, right? And then the second one, yeah, coming up to this kind of value area. Coming up to this value area, we closed above the point of control, so that could hold some weight, or it could come from there. So it's interesting to see what will happen in the Globex session. If we kind of range out around here, then in the RTH, I wouldn't be surprised if we got a push up, previous day high liquidity grab, and then came all the way down. But essentially, I'm looking for price to continue lower. Obviously, it's elections week, so we don't know what's going to happen. It could be possible that we come back in here, but based on the fact that value has now been accepted inside a larger range, it's probably more likely that it will come down to here. And essentially what I'm just looking to do is play off low volume nodes. Obviously, as this week develops, there will be new levels developed over the coming days to find more levels. But as of now, Monday coming up, there isn't much to go off. Let's just have a look. So we've got a level here, so that's 117s. Yeah, so somewhere around here. But then again, it depends what happens over Globex. I mean, if during Globex, if price kind of, during Asian Globex, price kind of makes its way down here, then it's possible it could come up to this area for another rejection and continuation. But yeah, that's kind of it really for Nasdaq. Hopefully that does make sense. But take care, guys. I'll see you guys soon.